Ladies and gentlemen, you know what it is. You know what it is. Coming off a record high show last week of over 3,500 viewers. Okay? We are back 3 days later on Thursday to give you our NFL playoff preview pick show. Nobody does it better than BadCatz. You can bet on that. And we got my main man on the wheels of steel. Son of Surf. Okay? So you know he's a mad mixer. He is our producer. He is the undefeated, undisputed, under 21 champion of sports podcasts as far as the eyes can see. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for my main man, my little brother from another mother, Rowdy Riley Arruda.
Thank you.
And to the left of me, our captain, the grizzled vet from the mean streets of Columbus Park, the Marconi Club, Club Neptune, and Norfolk County Correctional Institute on the right side of the bars.
The wall.
On the right side, a man in blue who lets you sleep safe at night if you're up in that area.
Former man in blue.
My man, the Bird. We know what it's up. We got to give the we got to get the bird thing going up. Absolutely.
Forgot about Hillside Mansion.
And then of course it's me,
The Hurricane.
the Jenks, who has lost my last 7 games in a row. Okay, so you know after a wondrous run, right?
We had the Steelers though. You did have the Steelers.
No, I'm talking about that silly little place in Tiverton.
Okay.
So terrible night last night.
Okay.
And then
Don't even.
And then I took the Ziggy today, but we won't get into that.
Yep.
We will not get into that at all. So let me ask you a question, Riley. I'm watching these soccer games, right?
Yep. I love
How
soccer.
cold? How cold does it get in the UK?
Very, very cold.
No, can you get the temperature
Yes,
for
I will.
Liverpool
But,
today?
yeah, it gets very cold. I mean, all the people you could see, they were like, the breath was coming out of their mouth. They're all wearing gloves.
I
Underneath.
wonder what it's like. It's much difficult to run in cold weather too, right?
Yes, it is. It hurts your chest too, because like
Yeah.
when you start to run, like I went outside a couple weeks ago and started
So it's 39. So okay,
39, but 39 right now.
it's probably 39 here, right?
Yeah, I would guess 39 here, but usually around the same thing. But I went outside a couple weeks ago to practice before my game, and my game's indoors, but I was outside, and after like 2 minutes, my chest started hurting. I'm like, wow, like if you don't do this like all the time, and like they practice outside all the time, your chest really starts hurting after you're running, like, and you can just feel it like start burning after a little bit, and it's like so much saliva builds up in your mouth, so it's very, very different, and it's so true every time we say I want to see them do it in cold weather, but it's so true.
Yeah, and so I was watching them today, and one team was down a man. It was for playing for a prestigious in-season tournament. That's why I think the Premier League is ahead of a lot of these professional sports leagues around here when they have like these in-season tournaments. It adds value. The fans love it. I mean, that place, you couldn't fit another human being in that place.
No, they're max capacity.
So they're full, no COVID restrictions.
No. They're
It's like if the NFL had like three things that you could win going on at once. Like the Super Bowl is the main thing, and they had like a little trophy that everyone could win, and then another little trophy like this. That's what the Premier League is.
But that FA Cup isn't.
It's huge. It's huge.
Part of the treble, right?
Yeah, it is. But it is part of the treble. Yes, but I'm saying like. People don't understand, like, all these teams are playing for three things at once. Like, while the Packers and the Patriots are all playing for the same thing, like, Manchester City, Liverpool, and Chelsea, they're all playing for the Premier League, which is, like, the main prize. They all want that. But then there's the FA Cup. If they win that, they'll be very excited. And then there's the English League Cup as well. So they're playing for three things at once, all with English teams. And then they have the Champions League, so it's just so much.
If you qualify for the Champions League, you're in it for the following year.
Yeah,
So,
you're in it for the next year. So if you qualify top 4, you're in it for the next year.
Sure.
You play it this year. There's so much going on. It's just it's so awesome.
So actually, how you do in one season can impact you do how 1.5 seasons.
Yeah, exactly. Because if you don't do great this season, you don't have the opportunity to even go into the Champions League next season. So it's so much.
And the FA Cup, you have to remember, there's only 20 Premier League teams, Birdie. Okay, but then there's teams that get regulated. No, you know about regulation in English soccer, right?
Nah,
the last 3 teams.
So the bottom 3 teams, so the worst 3 teams in the league get bumped out of the league. So let's say the Jets, the Lions, and the Texans would have been bumped out of the league, and then Alabama, Ohio State, and Cincinnati would have been bumped up. You know what I mean? Like that's how it works. So then the bottom 3 teams.
Hold on. That analogy is a little flawed. Hold on one second. It's like okay, let's say like Sunderland. Blah blah blah. 3 of these smaller teams that nobody's really has ever heard of get regulated, right?
Yeah.
But you have 3 teams that are kind of similar in capacity that are ready to take their opportunity. Do you understand?
Yeah.
So you get teams on the down facing the blues and the crisis and the shame of going down, but yet you have 3 of these teams that are coming into the Premier League.
An opportunity to get into.
Yeah.
And it works four ways down. So the Premier League's the highest you can get. Yeah. The Championship is the second highest, and then it goes English League 1, English League 2, English League 3. Yeah. So there's 5 different leagues, and everyone gets bumped like 3. So there's like 15 teams get bumped down while 15 teams move up. So every league that happens. So all of the English teams, which means there's 5 different English leagues or 4 different English leagues, they're all playing for the FA Cup. So that's why the FA Cup is so prestigious, because every single English team is in this. While the Premier League, there's only the 20 teams.
Division 2 teams.
Yeah.
So you could be the Pawtucket Red Sox, and you could play the LA Dodgers.
That's exactly how it would work. That's exactly how it would work. And sometimes
Manchester United, the most famous sports franchise in the world.
Yeah.
Could go to Nottingham Rover or Wolverhampton,
and lose
on this B track at this B stadium, and it may be the first time in 56 years they've been there.
Yeah,
that's the magic of it. Yeah,
that's the magic of it.
Yeah, it's awesome.
That's it.
And it just happened. The richest club in the world, Newcastle United. Yeah. They just got bought by like billions and billions of this Saudi Arabian owner. They lost to like a 3rd, 4th division team, and it was just crazy. You could see all the fans are running on the field after they won because no one is expecting it.
Now, what is the last time a non-Premier League team?
That is a great question.
I watched a movie where one went to the finals.
I think a couple of years ago, not a couple of years ago, but it's usually like we all talk about like there's always a Cinderella. One team will make it to like the 16, but it's usually a Premier League team versus another one. But a couple of years ago, Man City played a team that was around like the 15th, 16th place in the Premier League, so they weren't a great team, but they did demolish them in the final. But like a team like that can get to the finals. But I'll have to look up the last time.
And they play that game at Wembley.
Yeah, the biggest stadium in England. Always the biggest.
And arguably, aside from Madison Square Garden, Stadio Azteca, one of the most famous stadiums in all the world for sure. Wimbledon. Wembley
Stadium
doesn't get bigger than that. You want to talk about rock and roll concerts? You want to talk about that rock festival that they had that was amazing. All of it. So it's some interesting stuff. Birdie, man, what's going down with you? How are you doing?
Not much.
NFL wildcard weekend. You must have all kinds of plans. Are you going to be anywhere near your boy? Who's the Bills fan? What's going on?
Oh, the Mafia.
Yeah.
No, I speak with him on the phone though a couple of times during the week, and he's very, very happy with the way things have turned around, considering what it was like earlier in the year. And
as he should.
They're nothing less than a
You're not
W.
going to watch a game with him?
Probably not.
Really?
Probably don't want to take the drive up there.
Yeah.
See, watching a game with certain people, it's that are fans like that in a big game. There's a dynamic to that, so I don't want to be around them if they lose. So,
let me ask you. You're one of your best friends, a diehard Buffalo fan.
Yep.
One thing I don't know about you: are you rooting for New England this weekend?
Probably not.
Probably not.
I'm not a Belichick.
You're not a Belichick
guy.
fan?
No.
You've had enough of the Patriots.
Well, not so much the Patriots. I've just never really liked Belichick.
Now, when was the last time you rooted for the Patriots?
Last time I rooted for them was probably the last time I placed a wager on them. I was probably
but
aside from that.
Did you root for Brady in any of those Super Bowls at all?
Let me try.
Let me ask you a better question. Let me just wrap it all up. Were you rooting for Brady to come back against the Falcons?
I was.
I don't remember that. I don't believe, probably not, because I might have had some money on the Falcons in that game.
Really?
Yeah. But I was rooting for Brady last year, though. I can tell you that much.
Yeah. Are you rooting for him this year?
I don't have a ticket on it, but we'll see what the matchup is. We'll see.
I'll probably be.
But like, if you took all the gambling away, who would you want to see with the?
No, I don't. Tom Brady's the guy. I mean, it's tough to root against him. I mean.
So if there was no money involved for you, the one team you would want to win would be the Buccaneers?
No money involved this year?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you couldn't bet.
No money involved.
If you couldn't have bet, they banned you from betting.
Well, my team's out, so I mean,
who would you want to win?
I like to see different teams get in there, so I don't know.
I know what you're going to say.
I'd like to see a longer shot get
the
in.
Titans?
Doesn't happen in the NFL.
We know who he's rooting for.
Yeah, the Titans.
There you go. Yeah,
I don't got no futures bets this year, so.
The Celtics are starting to play a little better. That's good. We're going to knock on wood for that.
Yep.
Put a couple wins together. And interesting news from the Bruins, Tuukka Rask.
Tonight.
Remember that name? The man that people love to hate in the mean. We're talking about the Bruins. He's back. And you know something? We're a better team than he is. I don't, with that being said, Tuukka's had his moments. But, he certainly got us and put us into position to play some very big games and some very big series over his tenure here. And at 34, I'm glad to see him back in uniform. And I'll tell you what, the coach and the general manager didn't waste much time. They put him right in the starting lineup tonight, right, Birdie? You told me?
Supposedly, he's good to go tonight. Well, the thing is, he's fully healthy now. He had the surgery on it. What was his hip, I guess? Yeah. You got to remember, last year in the playoffs, he was playing injured. So hopefully, like I said, that's a back to the form that'll get them. They're on a little bit of a run right now. They've won a few games. So,
and last, before we quit bullshit and we get really into it, when you go to sporting events, right? That sometimes you see things that really, really affect you, and it could be a little league game with kids playing with the joys of emotion, or a Pop Warner football game, or a big Thanksgiving Day game, or a high school rivalry, or you watch something that really gets your attention. I went begrudgingly to a wrestling event at Durfee yesterday because I had a lot of work to do here as we kind of change, what we're about. Here, not what we're about, but how we're going to deliver our message, certainly. And I went to this high school wrestling match, and the joy of sports at every level, you never know when it's going to impact you. So I see this team of monster, well-built, well-conditioned, Bridgewater, Rainham, football country, corn-fed dudes, weights. Then I see the Durfee wrestling team who was, seen better days, but team, game, ready to go. Coaches look good, involved into it. So I'm there because the son of the superintendent of Bridgewater, who happens to be a childhood friend of mine, is wrestling for Bridgewater. He made the varsity wrestling as a freshman, which is a tremendous accomplishment.
Absolutely.
He knows his dad went to Durfee's. He's very proud of the stories his dad tells about Durfee. So it's a special day for the Swenson family and for young Charlie Swenson, who himself is a fantastic athlete. Going to be a great football player. Going to be a starter at Bridgewater Rainham next year as a D-back. We're excited. He's had a very accomplished, career before high school.
Yep.
So the match gets to fly off, and I notice soon as they shake hands, ready to get down, that the Hilltop is lightest competitor because they start off light to big, right?
Light to heavy.
Is a girl.
Wow, really?
And I'm like, wow, man, this is weird. I don't mind. I don't think guys should be playing field hockey, because there is a competitive advantage. Their bone structure, their size, strength, speed. Clearly that's why we have a boys and girls leagues. Yeah, and so what happened at Somerset, I don't really appreciate too much. But in this circumstance, the young lady is at a disadvantage.
You would
right?
think, yeah.
With just the male female thing. And I'm going to tell you what, this young lady, okay, from Durfee, busted her ass, okay? 2 or 3 times during the match, she fought off pins, managed to wiggle out, and she was game. Not a complaint, not a gyration, just totally on the grind.
Really?
All right? And she fought her ass off, okay?
Put it all out on the
and
mat.
gained everybody's respect in that building.
Absolutely.
Okay?
Yeah.
And especially mine. As I'm watching with fascinating, rooting for this young girl who I don't know.
Yeah.
Appreciating the toughness of Fall River that has to be embedded in her for her to fight off a male wrestler who is older than her to begin with. She's only a sophomore, okay? And to fight off and to fight and refuse to lose for as long as she did.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I thought was absolutely amazing.
Yeah, because she's not fighting another female.
And I watched it, and I appreciated it.
Yeah,
and I want to thank that young lady, okay, for making me feel good to be a hilltopper, because like I said, sometimes sports will give you that.
Yeah, no, that's good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah,
sometimes sports will give you that joy. And when I tell you battle, listen to me. You know me, I'm not in the business of giving out trophies.
Yep.
Just because she's a girl, yada, yada, yada. I mean, this girl battled, and it was like watching a street fight where they keeps getting up, almost defeated, then she's back, it was amazing. You know what I mean? It was,
that was even worth you going there just to see that.
Oh, guaranteed. Yeah. I was.
Didn't expect you walked in there.
That's all I thought about for a few hours. You know what I mean? And that's why you go. Why sports. And that's why sports is the greatest reality TV that you'll ever watch.
Yep.
Now, was she one of the first fights? Or
Vazzy's first fight?
So did that get the rest of the guys inspired in the match? Or
I mean, they were. I think Durfee was down. Durfee didn't win a match until like the 6th match. They were down maybe 30, 40, nothing, something like that.
Yeah, well, it sounds like they were.
But all the Durfee fighters fought hard and tough and with pride. Don't misconstrue that.
Yeah, no.
They just weren't going to beat they weren't going to beat this team. This team brought 3 times as many members that Durfee had on their team.
Yep.
Okay? This was, it's a very, serious program. Durfee wrestling isn't what it used to be. In the heyday, certainly, of Dan LePage,
Mikey Pereira,
and the damage that they were doing then, Chris Anteo, all of it. They battled. They were game. I didn't see one of them quit. Okay, I didn't see one of them not give it their all. It was great to see, and I'm glad that I had the chance to say that. Yeah, it was tough. I know watching them hang tough with soccer with the boys, but can you imagine they're smacking their heads against one another. They're smacking. Wrestling is about as physical as a sport that you could possibly get.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, when she went out there in that sniglet, she didn't care. There were no pink sneakers. There was no look at me. I'm being different. And you know what I loved about her? She worked out and kept moving and was engaged in the entire meet. And she's the first fight.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean? So she's behind the bench doing her thing, and she's part of that team.
Well, it's a team. Yeah, it's a team game.
And that's fantastic.
Yeah.
It wasn't always that way. A lot of girls were, made to be cheerleaders and cheer for other people than themselves. I always thought it was better. I always thought it was better to be cheered for.
Well, it's a different world we live in.
Yeah,
so.
sure, and it's better that there are more sports involved, for sure. From Title IX and Billie Jean King and all the amazing work that they've done to the U.S. soccer team and some of the pioneers, Candace Park and some of the pioneers of the WNBA and UConn's basketball. I mean, the attention that it gets to television now is night and day compared to when I was your age, Riley. That is for sure. But we are ready for some NFL, are you? Because we are just days away from the NFL playoffs. Week 1. Okay? You guys don't have any plans to watch these games? Riley, what are you doing? What's going on with you?
I have no idea, to be honest.
You got a full weekend, so you got Saturday, Sunday, and now you have the
Monday night.
innovative Monday night wildcard game. So
Yeah. West Coast Showdown.
a full menu.
Which is good and not good at some points. It's good for people like us who like to put our monies into it, but it's also not good for the people who want to do stuff on the weekend. You know what I mean? Because now you got to devote 2 separate times to sit down, and 3 now on Monday as well. But
There will be men and women arguing from Portland, Maine to Portland,
I agree.
Oregon. Okay,
I agree.
From fucking Key West to Siesta Key to fucking Palm Springs. Okay, in California. Okay, from all stretches of this country about football.
Well,
I mean, let's face it, fellas. And I saw something on TV about this tonight, and I've been saying it for a long time. Football is the new church for this country.
sure seems like it.
Listen, man caves are packed. Brothers and sisters are spending time together. Cousins, neighbors, fans, over food.
Gambling everywhere.
On Sunday, whether it's gambling or a football square or whatever it may be. You know what I mean? It brings people together unlike any other. Unlike anything,
it does.
unlike anything else. Okay, it has this country by the balls.
Fixated.
Yeah. And there's a million storylines this year. It unites the family. It brings friends who are family or like family or long lost or new. It brings them together. Most of them with a common opponent and a common team to cheer for. You know what that does?
An ally or a foe.
And it is just, it is what it is. It's kind of turning into having that type of importance, to what soccer has in certain countries with.
Well, absolutely.
With how, how people just shut down, and watch it. It's truly amazing. And I'm listening. And I'm listening to this writer talk about driving through Pittsburgh and spending time in Pittsburgh. He's doing something on Ben Roethlisberger. He's on one of the ESPN shows today. And he's like, from 80-year-old grandmothers to 8-year-old kids going to school.
Yep.
They're all in black and gold. Everywhere you go.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? He's like, every sign on the city, everything on the city, black and gold, black and gold. Is it healthy, Birdie? Is it good? Do we belong in church or do we belong at our family and friends' house watching football together? What do we do?
But it's a little bit of both. I mean, you can go to church in the morning, pray for your team, and then you're going to watch the game. And
I feel bad for the city of Pittsburgh, though. It's just going to be a sad ending, I think, on Sunday. But it's a great way to do it, though.
Well, look at it this way.
One thing a wise, how many teams in the National Football League, fellas? How many?
32.
All right, a wise man once told me this: at the end of the day, no matter when and where you lose, okay. When the playoffs start, there's only one team going home happy.
Well,
yeah.
I mean, there's only one team.
Going back to what you just said,
yeah.
What is it going to be like in Cincinnati this week, where they haven't had a playoff game at home? Probably.
Think about that.
What is it going to be like in Buffalo?
When is the last thing they've had to cheer about in Cincinnati? their college football team this year.
Yeah, but that ended in tears.
Sure, but that's a great ride. Going
It is, but this is even better, I think.
But with this cult-like following and with the belief in it,
Yeah.
you see a school like Cincinnati, who was the first non-BS to crack the top 4. And, okay, they lost to Alabama, okay? But for 12 Saturdays in a row, they got people walking around town with a smile on their face.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Let me tell you something perfectly clear, okay? Tom Brady and the New England Patriots affected the mood of the week
Absolutely.
much more than the weather did.
Oh, absolutely.
Or Governor Baker did. Or the state legislator did.
No.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
And that's the reality of it. I mean, but that's the high end.
Yeah.
But like a place like Cincinnati, where the Bengals haven't been good for in how long?
What's
In Arizona, when they used to get kicked, when we used to get kicked around. You know what I mean? LA's got a football team. I hope they show up. We'll see what
3 years
happens.
ago, Arizona was picking number 1 in the draft.
Yeah.
Just 3 years, I think 4 years ago, actually, they were picking number 1 in the draft to take Kyler Murray, and now they're looking like a really good playoff team that could go further away. But it's awesome the turnaround that they've had.
I mean, if you look at the population of Green Bay at a home game during the Packers, that town's shut down. You can walk around the streets. It's a ghost town.
Sure, yeah.
The whole town is basically at that game.
Yeah. Well, season tickets are partial owners, shareholders as well. So it's an amazing thing, and we're going to start it up. I'd like to watch a Facebook Live, fellas. I think it'd be a good business move for us to do. We haven't done one in a long time. They've been successful, so we can come to some type of agreement on that. I'll buy the food as usual. We can pick the game and get you two rascals together for a thing. We can watch it possibly. Let me ask you a question. Which game interests you the most? We'll start with you, Riley. Which game is a game you got like?
I'm gonna watch the most or interested?
Yeah, interested in the most.
I think the Bengals. I want to see what Barrow we get. Like we've seen him in big games before. You had the best college season of all time. I think this is going to be a very high scoring game. I think it's going to be a great game. On showcase for Jamar Chase to go crazy, on showcase for T. Higgins to show who he is. The Raiders are coming off a massive win against the Chargers. I just think this could be the best game of the week, and I think they could have the most points of the week. I just think both teams can score very quickly. I think Waller's coming back, looked pretty good against the Chargers, could even look even better.
So you want to watch that over...
Yes.
Over the drama of Ben.
Yes, easily. Yes.
Or the battle for
the
West Coast.
I love the Bengals this year, and I think they have such an explosive offense. It could be the most fun offense to watch in the NFL. It could be. And I know the Packers look awesome, and I love watching Rodgers more than anybody, and I love watching Devontae Adams. But this offense, the way that Barrow and Jamar Chase just click, it's not Rodgers and Adams, but they have so many weapons with Mixon running the ball, looking really good, over 1,000 yards. T. Higgins catching the ball crazy. Yeah. Tyler Boyd always sneaking in a touchdown here and there.
What makes it compelling? What makes it the game you want to watch?
I want to see how great the Bengals are going to be. Are they going to be the Bengals that I think they can be, and maybe make to an AFC Championship game?
Or is the nitty gritty Oakland Raiders, who everybody counted out?
Yes, that's what I like, and and part of me just wants to see the Raiders lose, and I just think there's going to be. I really do believe this could be the highest scoring game of the weekend. I think these two teams could put up the highest scoring game of the weekend out of any other two teams.
Yeah, no, Cincinnati's definitely a very fascinating story. For me, it's more about storyline, and the two games that caught my attention is going to be the Patriots-Buffalo and the 49ers and Cowboys. Anytime you get divisional opponents that have played each other twice already and know each other and have a history with each other, that's what I want to see. The stakes are high in this Patriots-Bills game.
The 49ers and the Dallas Cowboys used to be a very big deal.
Big rivalry.
That's my second choice right there, because I love that 49ers
very,
team.
very, very big deal. They call the 49ers the bullies
They're
of the NFL this year. That's crazy. They went from the West Coast
very physical
fast break
defense.
machine, and now they're called. And they're more physical they're just as physical on offense. So that's the game that you're looking for, huh?
Those are the two games that I want to see more than the rest of the schedule. Because if you look at the other games, Tampa should win, Kansas City should win. Those games have the potential to be blowouts. I want to see something more with a storyline. I want to watch Kansas City to see Big Ben, like you said.
Yeah.
But the Patriots, Buffalo, and San Francisco, Dallas are the two that jump out at me.
Really?
And another one that jumps out to me is, we're about to say every single game, but the Cardinals one, I really, and I was on the Rams bandwagon before anybody. I said it in the beginning of the season. They were my Super Bowl pick. Probably wouldn't pick them right now, but I really do believe the Cardinals might win this game. The Cardinals had
You're rooting for the Cardinals. Just admit it.
I'm not, because I really like Von
Riley.
Miller. Listen, I want Von Miller to win so bad, because I don't think he's not going to be on that team next year because he's going to be a free agent. But
Birdie,
the Cardinals,
who's you rooting for?
I'm rooting for the Rams.
Well,
I picked that.
Von Miller's his guy.
Exactly. He's my favorite player of all time to ever play in football. So I want them, but I just don't know if they will win.
You were talking about the Cardinals all day.
I have been, because their record against teams that are in the playoffs is, I think, like 7-2, and that's better than
And
any.
you're talking about Tyler Murray.
Better than any team.
And you've been talking about the development of
It
where
is.
they've
It
come
is.
from.
And the Rams, again,
bad
the
matchup
Rams are
for them.
3-4, I think, against playoff teams, which is not good. I mean, it's just the perfect mix. The last game that they played, they went 1-1 in the series this year. The last game that they played, it came down to like a last-minute call or whatever. I think that could be a really, really good game as well.
Head-to-head, Arizona does not. Seems like they don't match up well with the Rams. They've lost 9 out of 10 to them, though. That's
And one of them was this year, though. And one
yes,
of them
no,
was this year.
I understand they did beat them this year, but that's a pretty sizable.
I agree, but I'm not coming out and saying the Cardinals are going to win. It just would not shock me one bit, and that's why I don't want to touch that game at all unless I'm teasing the Cardinals up to 10, and I absolutely love that. I'm not touching that game -4 Rams just because I think that could be a last-second field goal. It could be a touchdown at the end. Teasing is the only way to go for that game for me.
Now, we did mention weather might be a factor in a couple of these games.
Absolutely.
The Patriot Buffalo
Before we get into that, let me pick my team.
Okay.
Let me pick the game that I want
I know.
to watch.
Come on.
What?
Steelers.
Steelers, without question.
Yes.
I'm fascinated by that game.
Yep.
I'm fascinated by the Pats and the Bills.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And I'm fascinated by the Cowboys and the 49ers. Okay? Because I'm going opposite of what everybody's going in those 3 games. I'm picking Pittsburgh, I'm picking New England, and I'm picking the Cowboys.
Okay.
Okay? And that's where we're at. Now, speaking of weather, Birdie, you're really getting down to nitty gritty. -2 in Buffalo. Okay.
Well, I didn't see the temperature, so
I saw what it was projected to be.
Okay.
-2 in Buffalo.
Wind?
And now you're talking not much. Now you're talking about torrential rain in Tampa.
that's what I heard on the weather last night. There may be some possibility for some tropical storm going in there Sunday to affect that game. So you have to.
And that means lightning. And know what that means? That means automatic 45-minute stoppage of the game.
Lightning. They will not stop the games for rain. But if there's lightning,
No, you have to. It's 45 minutes to get back up and going again.
So that's something just to keep in mind when you try to handicap these games. You got to check the weather reports.
And then the Rams one's in a dome. So nothing in there.
But you also want to.
And then the Raiders one, there was talk about snow in that one. Not snow, but
going
cold stuff.
from warm weather into a cold weather environment, which would be
The Raiders.
The Raiders this week going into Cincinnati. You might want to check the weather there. They're also on a short week, coming off an emotional game. So there's a lot of angles to this.
Certain quarterbacks.
There's a lot of angles
Mac
to this.
Jones, Mac Jones,
A rookie
who hasn't played in cold weather in his life.
Yep.
Certainly, but it's going to be real interesting to see what plays. I think this is going to be a record-breaking opening week for the National Football League as it comes to Raiders, because I think that they got great matchups.
Who is the worst quarterback left in the playoffs?
Jalen Hurts.
Really? So if you had to pick between these are the 3 I think are the worst is Mac Jones, Jalen Hurts, and Roethlisberger.
Yeah.
Which one are you like leaving to someone else, and you'll take the other 2? You know what I mean? Like if you're leaving
Jalen Hurts.
Jalen Hurts is the one.
Yeah.
I love Jalen Hurts just for the dynamic. Like he can run as well, so he can get like against the Bucs last time they lost by 6 and he had 2 rushing touchdowns. Like Mac and Ben can't run like that. So for me, I would just take Ben just because he can't really move and his arm isn't looking that great but I know it just plays right into the factor of the Steelers are going to go down.
Have you been watching the Steelers getting interviewed?
Yeah, I know.
They got a shit-eating grin on their face. That's a little sarcastic. They're a little pissed off, and they are loving all of this attention being paid to Kansas City, how they don't belong, how they're going to get smacked around. And there's one thing you can guarantee, okay? There is one thing that you can guarantee. Okay, it may be illegal. Okay, to gamble if you're an NFL player, but every single player and every coach looks at that line when it comes out. And the proud Steelers and Big Ben and Mike Tomlin got disrespected by Las Vegas, but that is the perfect recipe. That is the perfect recipe. That's the bang from Enro. That's the shrimp Mozambique sauce. That's that jerk chicken spice. That's all of it right there. It is a perfect environment for an underdog to feed it. Never mind a proud franchise with the proud coach and a proud quarterback. And there was a guy by the name of Arruda Tomjanovich that said something a long time ago that I bring up. Said a long time ago, okay? Don't ever underestimate the heart of a champion.
Well, Pittsburgh's defense is going to be the key to this game. They're going to have to be healthy. If they're fully healthy and they got everybody on all cylinders, they can keep the Steelers in this game.
Sure.
TJ Watt, Joe Hayden.
We're going to get into your analytics, Birdie. Hold on, I want to keep Birdie right there. How much do you think the emotional component is to it, of being that underdog, of circling and waggling on that, of that mentality? Like, how important is that?
It fuels you even more.
Sure it does.
They have psychologically a little bit of an advantage coming into this because as we've seen, teams that tend to get blown out will come back with a chip on their shoulder.
Sure.
We saw it with Georgia against Alabama.
Yeah.
We've seen it with other teams.
Yeah.
Now, Pittsburgh is capable of, going in there, like I said, with a chip on their shoulder and having it elevate them.
But don't you think it also works in the way of Kansas City? Like, let's show them that they were right. Like, let's show them that they're okay with putting that line out.
I think a lot of people like to talk to that underdog recipe and spice, but I know Nick Saban talks about it. I know Bill Belichick talks about it, and they're the best in the business. I know Steve Kerr loves to put stuff on the dot board and on the bulletin board about what people are saying, what teams are saying to them. That us mentality, us against the world mentality, is a great place to be. And I'm going to tell you something right now. One team that definitely had it were the Tom Brady's first Super Bowl team with the New England Patriots.
Yep.
Okay? When I saw Ty Law drag Kazaki by his neck 15 yards out of bounds and dump him on his head and laugh at the personal foul call against the greatest show on turf, I knew they meant business.
Well, they set the tone right away. Come out, be very physical. And that's exactly what the Steelers are going to have to do in this game. Be physical, set the tone, and they're going to have to keep offensively, keep the ball, run the clock, and keep the ball away from Mahomes.
I got a feeling that those great Chiefs fans will be sitting on the edge of the seats a little more than they are comfortable. But we will see what happens. But have you seen Big Ben's his press conferences yet? And Tomlin's press conferences?
Yes, I have.
No.
Do you like that approach?
Yes, I do. He's like, we're 20-point underdogs. We have no point in winning. Let's just go out there and have fun.
What are we doing here?
Yeah, we're just gonna go out there and have fun. But he knows, everybody knows that they're gonna go in and they all practice are saying, "Yo, you guys are trash. Like we're trash. We're only 20 points under."
You knew how important it was to that franchise when you saw Mike Tomlin dancing in the locker room.
Yep.
That was genuine. When you saw them walk back to the locker room, all of them together. When you saw Ben Roethlisberger flipping out live on the camera when he knew that they were going to qualify, it means a lot to the Steel City. And not just because I called it, predicted it. I've been saying, listen, don't count these guys out, but because they've been counted out. They've been counted out more times than anybody. But every once in a while, sports gives you something to talk about for years and years, lessons years and years after. I'm not saying they're going to get there. I'm just saying, they're dangerous. A dangerous animal. A wounded animal is a dangerous animal. And, I think so. I think it's going to be interesting. Before we get into start breaking these games down, there's a couple of things I want to talk about. First of all, and obviously, Mike Tomlin is going to lead this conversation. O'Reilly and Birdie, there's only one African-American head coach in the National Football League.
Mike Tomlin?
Mike Tomlin. There's only one.
Yeah, now that Flores has been relieved of duties, yes.
59% of the players in the National Football League are black.
Yep.
What gives?
And
then you get a kid like that Flores kid get fired.
Yeah, no.
Okay, for winning 8 out of 9 games, and we get the Rooney logo, all kinds of stuff.
Well,
okay?
the Rooney rule was put in effect to
change that.
assure that they were given equal interview status.
That was the rules, but it was implemented primarily to get more black coaches and general managers.
The issue with this right now is this is just my point of view. If you want to resolve this partially, Flores has already gotten interviews with the Bears, supposedly, and it looks like there's another opening now in Houston today. If Flores doesn't land a job somewhere, there's something seriously wrong with what's going on here, because this guy should be sought after. It should be a no-brainer. This guy should be getting a job shortly. If that doesn't happen, then obviously you got a problem here.
The Broncos just interviewed Gerard Mayo as well.
Yeah,
so
I saw that too.
I don't know if I would want him, but that's another one as well. But Flores, as soon as Flores got fired, every Broncos page that I follow was like, "Yo, go get Flores, go get Flores." And I'm sure all the Vikings page were saying that, and all the Texans page were saying that. Sure. Everybody knows that he's great, and I think the Texans head coach just got fired as well, and he was a black coach as well. The Texans one.
But the reality is, 59% of the players are black, and they've got one head coach. And I would hope that things are changing, and I hope that they would take.
You might see Leftwich with an opportunity at the end of the year when the season ends. I mean, it's something to keep an eye on. No, it's something. It's a hot topic, and it's definitely something to keep an eye on.
The Chiefs, I think his defensive coordinator, offensive coordinator, the Broncos just interviewed him as well. They just interviewed him as well, so they're interviewing a lot of people.
And he played his high school at Colorado, where he was a great running back.
I would absolutely love that hiring just because he knows the ins of the Chiefs. We played the Chiefs twice. We can't get over that hump. So he knows the division.
He was a college football star in Colorado.
Yeah, that'd be great.
He was on the national championship.
Yeah, absolutely he was,
Billy McCarthy back in the 90s, I believe.
Sal Utasi was the guy that passed away from cancer that they had him on the... Yeah, that was... You like me bringing that back from the past?
That's a very good documentary if you get a chance to watch that 30 for 30 on the Colorado Buffaloes. Yeah, that was... Yep. He's very sought after though, Bieniemy. So you might see him also once the season's over.
Sure. But I just still scratch my head about what happened to Miami. I just wanted to,
Yeah, that's going to come out.
Point out the relevant facts. We're not doing our job here if we don't point out a statistic like that to you.
Well, the Miami thing. There's some. I heard some stuff about the Miami thing on the radio the other day that the general manager and him were very adamant about drafting Tua. The general manager did not want Tua. Oh, I'm sorry, the other way around.
Yeah, Flores
wanted Hebert. Yes, I got it the other way around. He wanted Hebert, which he was correct on, and the general manager wanted Tua, and that's where the rift started. So.
He's right as of now, but I still think he'll be right in the long term. But I don't think Tua is a bad NFL quarterback, and I don't think
a lot of people in the NFL are down on him.
People have done it before. Come back from after it's his second year. He just played his second year, his first full starting year. The team went 10-7, one game off of the playoffs. I mean, last year he barely started here and there. They still went 10-6 as well. I don't think he's terrible, but of course, what has Hebert done compared to him? Yes, he's looked better, but his team hasn't made the playoffs either.
You're right. Are you going to give him the keys?
If he was up for trade and they're asking for this year's first round pick and a second round pick for him from Denver, I would think about it and be like, okay, I would not be opposed to that. I told you guys there's only a couple guys I wanted, but I would not mind a second year quarterback that looks really good.
You'll pay him big money and hand him the keys for 5 years.
Who, Tua?
Not big money, but I would write out his contract. I would take him now, write out his contract, see how he does, and then evaluate him.
Tua's got at least one more year before he goes on the hot seat. I would. Yeah, I mean, he's got to keep getting better as he gets more into his pros. Well, we'll see.
Brady comes into the game, defies his coach's wishes, and hooks up his homeboy Gronk with $1 million 7-yard pass.
Okay.
Are you familiar with this?
Yes.
Birdie?
I didn't see it, but I know what I know what you're talking about as far as an incentive for Gronkowski.
For Gronkowski, he needed one catch and a couple of yards, I believe.
Okay,
I think it was just one catch because he went over to him. He's like, "Oh, I need one catch." He's like, "All right, let's go." And then Brady went back in and to throw him that one catch.
Here's the only issue I have with this: if they put these incentives in these contracts for these players, why are they not going to allow them to get them then? Or are they going to take these guys out of the game?
Well, Brady was coming out; they were blowing him out.
Okay.
So Brady was blowing him out. There was only a couple of minutes left in the game.
So I mean, you can leave Gronk in the game. I mean, but
but Brady went in the game. His coach told him no. He grabbed his helmet, went into the game anyway, changed the play.
And
Gronk runs a quick out, and he gets it. That's right. Power to the people, baby. Power to the people.
I don't like that though because AB just denied his coach and said he doesn't want to go in because his foot was hurting, and then he just got thrown off the team for it. We're I get it, it's Tom Brady, but the coach, he just.
Well, either way, Gronk's getting the ball. Whether Brady.
No, I agree, but I'm just saying the AB just said he doesn't want to go out because he doesn't want to get hurt, and he said he had text messages too showing him saying that, "Oh, how's your ankle?" And he says, "Coach, I don't know if I could play, but I'll call you." This and that, and then he said he didn't want to play, and then he was telling him to go back in. So I don't know if.
What you don't know is, was he missing treatment? Was he working his hard after practice like he was supposed to do? Was he showing up for conditioning when he was out for 4 to 6 weeks? We don't know that. But what? Sadly, what Antonio's Brown's past says, if you talk to teammates and you talk to everybody in Pittsburgh and elsewhere, is that there
was always an issue.
There was always
Pittsburgh.
a problem.
When he went to the Raiders for the very short stretch of time he was there, and then obviously with Tampa.
So that's where we go. So Brady gets his boy 1,000. Okay. 7 hot questions
Roll the dice.
Going into this weekend. Birdie, you pick first.
We want objective opinions. I always start with number 7.
All right. Which underdog
Yes, sir.
would you bet your last $100 on
Oof. Let me see. That changes.
to win the game?
49ers.
To win the game outright?
To win the game outright, money line 49ers. That's the one for me.
It would have to be...
If you had to pick one, and it's your last 100.
Money line 49ers. That's the one.
49ers.
I can't.
I would
Maybe the
take-
Cardinals.
I would
49ers
take
and Cardinals. That's it.
Arizona, except Arizona's lost 9 out of 10 to the Rams.
It's got to be the Cardinals. I mean, it's got to be the 49ers.
It's got to be the 49ers.
I know you're gonna say the Steelers. I just think the safer.
No. I'm not gonna. I'm gonna bet on this. I'm gonna bet on the Steelers. But when you look at it, logically, I think that Kansas City Chiefs have a 86% chance to win that game. When I saw the metric come out, listen, I know where I'm gonna be rooting, and I know who I think is gonna win, but. I would think that low spread and the success of that team and how they play.
I also don't think the Patriots is a bad choice either, and that would probably be my second or third choice, just because I would not want to bet against, in my mind, the greatest coach of all time, and Bill Belichick. And playing a team 3 times, if any coach would be ready for that, I would think it was Belichick. So that's another game I don't really want to touch. But if I would have to pick an underdog, it'd probably be them or the 49ers. But I'd go the 49ers first.
You know what? You know about Belichick, and I don't want to go there with this and spend a whole lot of time on it. But is his record without Brady?
I was going to ask you that question.
Relevant? It never gets brought up. If Brady went to Tampa Bay and shit the bed, everybody in the world would be saying, "Oh, he can't win without this and that and this and that and this and that."
I don't know. I don't want to know what you got for the rest of your questions, but I was going to bring up this two storylines that are under a lot of pressure to win this week.
Yeah.
I'm not going to get into it.
We'll let you come into it too.
So the record thing, I understand. Historically, it looks bad, but for me, I like to look at the Patriots side of the record without Tom Brady. And at that point, it's not that bad because that's the team that he built. I know, what was it? The Browns one. It's not that great, but if you look at the Patriots one, right? The season that Brady was out, they still went 11-5, which is a great record. They missed the playoffs. Last year, they went 8 7-9 or 8-8, whatever. I don't know which one it is, but they didn't have a great season.
7-9.
Yeah, 7-9.
And
Then
don't forget the success they had with Garoppolo.
yes, that's what I was gonna say.
Matt Castle had some success here. So
Yeah,
did Jimmy G.
when Brady got suspended for 4 games, I think they went 3-1 as well then, and then this season they went 10-7, was it? So it's not terrible in the Patriots era, I don't think, and it's not like as what it was with Brady, but it's also not bad at all. So I don't know if it's like we still have time to see, and that's what I like to see because he built his own team, and that's what I wanted to give him time to let him build his own team, and he did, and it's doing pretty well the first year.
Sure, $250 million.
I knew you were gonna say that. I knew it.
Putting a lot of pressure
But that's the
on
team
you.
that he wanted. He chose the team that he wanted to build around what he wanted, and it's working year one. Now, I think the scary part is they went 10-7 year one. The first year he got the team that he wanted, the quarterback he wanted. 2 years from now, this team could be 12 wins, 13 wins, number 1 seed the whole year, and that's what really scares me.
And Tom Brady could still be winning Super Bowls.
That's correct.
He could be, or he could be retired. We don't know.
Yeah. But what's the probability more likely? The Patriots winning 13 games in 2 years or Tom Brady winning the Super Bowl?
Tom
I'd
Brady
go
winning
with the
Super
Patriots.
Bowl.
The probability?
Yes.
because
The probability?
Yes, the probability of the
But how many times did the Patriots
that's
win
fine.
13 games in Brady
But listen,
era?
a decent amount. But the Bucks contracts, there's probably no Godwin next year. They just signed Vita Vea for $75 million, which takes off a lot of money from everybody
Who
else.
says he's going to stay in Tampa?
That's fair enough. But where else is there a team ready to only one quarterback away that would take him right away?
Well, Tom Brady's the proven
Did you see his
commodity.
stats? Did you see Brady's stats this year?
I did, yes.
He's a
And
proven commodity.
that's at 44. We're talking at 46, 47.
Sure.
I wouldn't take it away from him. I'm not going to say he's not
So
going to
let
do
me
it, but I'm
ask
just
you-
saying,
so let me
have
ask
you
you a
seen the
question.
Patriots this year? They were 10-7
Have
with
you-
Mac Jones as a rookie.
Have you seen any decline in Brady at all?
No, and this is not a thing against Brady. I'm just saying this is a thing for the Patriots. They're 10-7 with a rookie
no,
quarterback.
but we're getting back to the probability of who could be there.
Yes, and I still think the Patriots have a really good probability this year. They went 10-7 with a rookie quarterback who didn't even look that great. And I'm not even a Mac Jones fan. He looked good at some points, but other points he looked bad. Most quarterbacks don't do fantastic their rookie year. You give them 2 years to develop and get receivers because they have no receivers right now. That team could be really scary, and I don't want to play that team with receivers and getting more help. I'm not discounting Brady saying he's going to be bad in 2 years. I'm just saying this Patriots team with Belichick and getting Mac Jones older, they could be really, really good, and I don't want that to happen, but I think it will happen.
So, if you had to bet on either the Patriots winning 13 games
In 2 years' time.
or 2 years' time, or Tom Brady getting to the playoffs, Super Bowl, I mean, how you
Get
wanna
into the
go?
Super Bowl?
I mean,
Well, until I see otherwise, you're always betting with Tom Brady until you've seen it the other way.
But
I haven't seen
I
it.
understand where Riley's come from. I mean, can he do it for 2 more years? The problem is,
I'm not
I
betting
don't-
against that.
I don't see. Do you know how skinny he looked in the locker room when they were showing the Rams get beat and they were going crazy?
Alex Guerrero.
Unbelievable! Like he looks like thin. He's got me drinking a gallon of water a day thing. Once Tom Brady said it, and then Troy Aikman said it during the game. He goes, "Hey, listen." Troy Aikman started talking about him, and he got it from Brady. And now I'm walking around with a
It
case
isn't
of
only Brady. Gronk's working out under that module.
Yeah, but I think the water thing, the water thing is a little unique. It's interesting, but I'll tell
It's
you
working. Whatever he's doing, I'll tell you what,
It is.
it's working. And whatever, Belichick throwing him out of the Patriot locker
I mean,
room or whatever.
who would win a 40-yard dash now, Roethlisberger or Brady?
That's not even a question.
but who would have won
Brady.
10 years ago? Roethlisberger.
Yeah. And it's nuts because I remember like 7 years ago, I was saying, oh, there's no way he's going to go to like he's 45. And now we're 1 season off. There's no doubt in my mind he's probably going to be going next season. Like he's definitely going to be going next season. And it's just crazy. It's like he's broken the mold for everybody. Like it was always supposed to be like around the 40s. They dip off like Roethlisberger, like Brady, not Brady, sorry, like Manning, like Breeze. And now he's breaking through and he's the one outlier. Like if you see graphs, it's going to look like this and there's going to be one random dot over here. And it's going to be him. And it's going to be him standing out from over
He's got
everyone.
1,400 more yards than Rodgers does this year. Rodgers has better rating by 5 points and another thing.
Yeah, probably touchdown.
And touchdown per interception.
That's the thing that Rodgers excels at. He does not throw interceptions. Like obviously he does, but like his touchdown to interception ratio,
this year.
he has the top 5 best seasons ever with touchdown to interception ratios. All 1 to 5 is him. It's like 25-2, 40-6, 40-7, 25-3, and then it's like 36-4 this season. Like he's just ridiculously accurate. Does not miss, and he will not like put you in a position to lose a game while throwing an interception and going late. I'm not saying Brady does. I'm just saying his touchdown to interception ratio is just immaculate, and that's what's just like so perfect.
Sure. Sure. It's going to be interesting. Next question. What do you want?
4.
Number 4 is this. Which player in which team has the most pressure on them in week 1?
I got 2 that are under the... And the one that's the most, it's not even a question, is Dak Prescott and the Cowboys.
I agree.
Because Jerry Jones, if they don't win this game against San Francisco, you're going to see a nuclear meltdown in Dallas. Dak Prescott is another guy along the Aaron Rodgers module where he'll beat up on a lot of teams, put up a lot of big numbers, but when it comes down to the playoffs, you gotta get there, and he hasn't. So this is his chance. This is the team. This is aside from the head coach.
He's certainly got plenty of weapons.
Aside from the head coach,
yeah.
he's all got the weapons. He's got the defense, which they haven't had in the past.
Sure.
Micah Parsons,
Sure.
Trevon Diggs. This is what you built last year.
Sure.
There's no excuse for the Cowboys. Now the other storyline for me,
I got one. I think we're going to say the same one.
Belichick.
Oh, no.
Now, Belichick's built this team up,
yeah.
and you talked about him without Tom Brady, and it was a successful season, but if you go up to Buffalo now and you flop in this game, and you're going back to your playoff record without Tom Brady and everything else without Tom Brady.
And the negative creature of the Boston sports fan is dominating talk radio.
And it's
it makes me sick. If you are a knowledgeable football player, the Patriots are playing with house money. Right?
Exactly. Yes. People don't understand that. Nobody
Come
predicted them to be this
But
good.
they're not going to look at it that way because it's Tom Brady versus Bill Belichick.
But
The media is the way they portray it.
What would you rather have? Would you rather inherited that Patriots team without Tom Brady, or would you rather inherited that Bucks team with Tom Brady?
Sure, of course.
10 out of 10 people are going to pick that Bucks team. Sure. So Brady already had a head start, and I'm not saying Belichick's going to win this race. I'm just saying the way that we're looking at it is he has so much pressure on him. I feel like he has no pressure because nobody picked him to be in this spot with Cam Newton supposed to be the quarterback when he was like, nope, fuck that, I'm taking Mac Jones. And then Mac Jones I still think he has a chance to win Rookie of the Year and go all the way down the year and then get a playoff game. Yeah. Not a lot of people pick them to even be in the playoffs, and to even be in this spot is such a great start for them.
Like I said, they're playing with house money.
Exactly, I completely agree.
And they can beat the next 2 teams in front of them.
They could.
The team.
Julian Edelman bet 100 G's.
I saw that.
You see that?
No, I did not see that.
On the Pats and Buccaneers Super Bowl.
I think he's crazy, but
what do you get for odds on that?
He'll win 500,000. So I think 5 to 1.
So they both have to get to the Super Bowl.
Yes, both have to get there.
And it was only 5 to 1, really.
I thought it'd be more than that. You sure about that?
Yeah, he's gonna win 500,000. He put 50K on the Patriots to get there, 50K on the Buccaneers to get there, and then together it's obviously 100K, and then his total winnings will be 500K. Yeah, so something like that, I guess.
To the Patriot team, the Patriot players, they're playing with house money. But to Bill Belichick's legacy, to me,
this would go a long way. In the what about without Brady argument.
It would, but I don't think a loss would take us up as much because I think next year would be the year when we start to actually dissect it and be like, okay, this is the year when we start to do against his record.
He spent $252 million.
Yes, I get that, but even spend anybody can spend that.
I know. I think next year's the year.
Yeah, anybody can spend that, but
Mac Jones is a rookie anymore.
Yeah,
you're right.
And quarterback's the most important position in the league.
Sure.
But another person I think has a massive pressure on him for his 4th playoff game is Matthew Stafford. He needs to sit down, relax, and not throw any interceptions, and just get this win against a division team. Because if they don't win this, the Rams are done. I mean, obviously they're done, but they're done being any in contention next year because they mortgaged everything for this year to be the year. So they need to at least make the NFC Championship game.
His wife was telling LA fans, I know some circumstances on social media, they better get their ass there and root for the Rams.
Yeah.
Because I'm going to tell you something right now. The LA is going to be invaded by Cardinal fans. Invaded by Cardinal fans that are Mexican. You got to figure the Cowboys and the Cardinals. Those are the 2 teams
close.
right there.
Close location.
Yes, of course.
The problem isn't the Ram team. The problem has been Stafford. He's been holding that team back. He's been throwing real bad interceptions, and he's been.
But then he gets the other knucklehead sucker punching his teammate on the face. He's a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No, the player. You know what I mean? You got McVie acting like
running.
You got McVie acting like a cheerleader on the sidelines. I mean, go put some saddle shoes and grab some pom-poms, you
Jalen
bitch.
Ramsey, yeah.
Okay. I agree with the Patriots, and I agree with the Cowboys and that thing right there. Next question. Call it out.
6.
6. Will we see the analytics that we've seen in the regular season? Will we see that in the playoffs?
I don't think there's any doubt we're going to see it. We saw it last week with Staley of the Chargers on two very questionable calls. The 4th and 1 from his own 18 at the beginning of the second half. And then we saw him call a timeout when the Raiders were actually considering just running the clock out and settling for the tie, which would have put his team in the playoffs. Now, why would he call a timeout there? It's still mind-boggling.
Did you hear about Big Ben buying the Raiders Rolexes?
Really?
Has anybody heard that?
No. But you know what?
I'm telling you, look it up. Look it up, Riley.
I mean, the whole team.
I thought I was up at 5 o'clock in the morning working today.
That's a classy move.
Look it up, Riles.
Analytics. Yeah, you're going to see it. You got some first-time coaches in these playoffs. The Cincinnati coach, the Raiders special teams coach. Some guys at the bright stage.
You ain't gonna see Mike Tomlin doing it.
No.
You ain't gonna see Bill Belichick doing it.
No, but there are some, and I've seen the Buffalo coach do it a couple of years ago.
You know, I did see do it is LaFleur against the Bucks.
Yep.
So right there he did. So I think we will see it.
McVay's capable of it. Kingsbury's capable of it. He likes to play 100 miles an hour. So these guys, you're going to get scrutinized. You make one bad move here, McCarthy of the Cowboys, you think he's capable of it?
He's capable of giving the game away.
Here on a 4th down in your own territory.
Well, I like their offensive coordinator for the Cowboys.
Kellen Moore.
Yeah, I like him.
The Broncos interviewed him as well.
Did they?
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta try to. I mean, the situation has to warrant the risk for the reward.
I don't think we're going to see it as much. I think they'll get cold feet.
Well, somebody will show
I think
up.
as the stakes rise, you know what I mean?
Yep.
It's like you get more cautious when you advance in those,
You should.
In those rounds of poker. Right, Birdie? Don't you get a little more cautious?
You should.
You want to hang in the game. What do you got, Riley? What do you got for me?
Yeah, I think we'll still see it because we've seen it last year with LaFleur in the second biggest stage you can get in the NFC Championship game, and he still did it instead of giving the ball to the best player in the world at that point. So I don't understand why he did it, but if he's going to do it with Rodgers as his quarterback, I don't see why Kingsbury won't do it with Murray as his quarterback. So we probably will see it. I don't know if it's the right move, but it depends on, like Birdie said, depends on the situation. If it's worth the risk, then do it.
Situational football.
All right, next question.
1.
Who has the most momentum going into this weekend?
Ooh, good question. I know one team that does.
The Steel Curtain.
They've got some momentum.
Okay.
The team.
They only got a fucking players from a miracle.
Yeah.
So who's got momentum than them?
The team that's hitting on all cylinders right now.
I said momentum.
Momentum.
Who are you gonna say?
I like the Bengals. The way
But the only thing about the Bengals is they're coming off a loss against the Browns, and I get that. The starters were sitting, but momentum to me would be like the Raiders. So I don't want to say, but it'd be the Raiders. They're coming off a win against the Colts, and then an overtime win against the Chargers to put them into the playoffs. So to me, they have a lot of momentum going into that game. 2 wins in a row, 1 win against a divisional rival to get into the playoffs for the first time in 5 years. Also, the Titans. I know they're not playing this week, but they have a lot of momentum. Not the Rams because it's weird. The Rams lost. The Buccaneers have a lot of momentum. When was the last time they lost a game?
Saints.
4 weeks ago. So that's 4 wins in a row for them.
But they get the flat tire with Antonio and they get the injuries. I'm not going to say that's momentum.
Yeah.
No. Then me personally, I'd go with the Raiders. I don't want to say it, but I don't know if I'd go with the Raiders. They won 2 in a row, 2 big wins against the Colts, and then
they've won 4 in a row.
Yeah, 4 in a row, but I'm saying 2 huge wins in a row with the Colts, and then I didn't even think they were going to win that game, and then the one against the Chargers at home. So to me, the Raiders.
Yeah. So I'm gonna. I said the Steelers. You said
Cincinnati.
The Bengals. Okay. Riley said
Raiders.
Number 2. Will the cold weather affect Matt Jones? If you look at his recent statistics, since it started getting cold, they are very unimpressive. I saw ESPN lay it out today. He he had never played in a cold weather game until he got to New England. He's a Jacksonville, Florida native and a University of Alabama quarterback. Okay? Now he's going into below zero weather. I saw Keyshawn Johnson. I saw all these guys today all over TV say how difficult it is to play in the cold weather. Okay? We've talked about games in the NFL being much different in September than they are in January. We've talked about it all year at this podcast.
Yep.
Is this going to be a problem for Mac Jones?
Yes. He's got a little bit of a crutch, though, because the Patriots are a running football team with a big offensive line that likes to run the ball. If they can run the ball successfully, it'll take
But
some.
he's going to have to throw the ball.
Yes,
for them to win a
no,
football
absolutely. This ain't going to be like the game that we saw a couple of months ago where he attempted
He had a
3
fucking
passes.
frogman suit.
No, yeah, he's got to be able to
I
throw the ball. If he does not throw the ball in this game, they're not going to have a chance in this game. Whether or not Belichick's going to try to come in with the same game plan as last time based on the weather, I don't know. So, but there's no way in the world I can see them going up there and him throwing 5 to 10 times. He's got to open it up a little bit. This is the playoffs now, so.
Well, do you think the cold weather could be an issue with Mac Jones due to his experience in it?
I definitely do, but they could slow the game down because of it's the playoffs. The defenses like to play harder. If the Patriots defense gets a quick 3 and out against Buffalo, now the Patriots offense holds the ball for like a 7-8 minutes, just run the ball. He only needs to throw the ball once on 3rd down. I could see it, but it's gonna affect him. He has to start throwing.
What time is the game at?
It's 8:15.
Yeah, so it's a late game, so it's going to be even colder. So, but the thing is last time, the one time he played there in his career, I think, the one time he played there as a Patriot, he threw 3 times total, probably like 20 times total because of the practices in the beginning. But it's not, he has like pretty much no experience playing on that field other than just handing the ball off and throwing it. So it's going to affect him.
At least he felt it before.
He did, but like it's such a like that game to me is so weird because like it doesn't have any. It's like nothing's going to be like that ever again. It's such an anomaly. So how's it going to affect?
Still was out there for 4 hours freezing his ass off.
It was, and that's
I would
good.
rather have it be my second time than my first.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
Question number 3: will Jimmy G show the world he is QB number 1 for the 49ers now and in their future?
Jimmy G.
Dun, 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 dun.
I hope he does, but I think they might win the game. I just don't know if he's going to be the quarterback next year because they paid him so much and they traded up to get Trey Lance. And I think either way they're going to want to like cut him or get rid of him and then bring in Trey Lance and use him while he's still on his rookie contract. You know what I mean? But he might show. He's been looking really good the last couple of weeks and started to turn it around.
If Jimmy G goes on a ride and brings his team to the Super Bowl, Trey Lance is going to sit his ass on the bench, just like the kid Love does at Green Bay, and just like Jimmy G did it.
But the difference is that they traded everything away and moved up to number 4 to get him, where Love was at number 20-something.
You're going to replace a Super Bowl quarterback?
Yeah, because he already went to the Super Bowl, and that's why they traded to get him, because he brought them to the Super Bowl, and he missed the one throw he needed to make, and Emmanuel Sanders was wide open and just overthrew him.
I mean, you know how many quarterbacks missed the one throw they had
But
to
the difference is that, like, the whole team was made around where, like, it was easy for Jim G, where they're a running team, and they still are a running team, and he just needs to make a few throws.
The more he wins in the playoffs, the more difficult the decision is going to be,
yes,
right?
Yes,
Jimmy G, he needs to silence the critics again this week. He silenced them last week, the big come-from-behind win. He's got a lot of weapons there. He's got a lot of tools. The defense is solid. You got a lot of playmakers on offense. You just got to step up, have a good game, and win a game on the road. It's easier said than done, but he's got to play well in this game.
I am thinking that the story of this game, it's not going to be about the San Diego defense. I think it's going to be about the athleticism and the playmaking ability of the Cowboys defense.
And that's where Jimmy G has to step up and have a good game. Yeah.
Well, I'm hearing a lot about Shanahan doing a lot of stuff to neutralize
Micah Parsons.
You know what we're talking about, but we'll see.
Interesting chess match.
Last question. Right, Birdman?
Yep.
Last question is number 5.
Yeah.
And it is called the biggest stud and the biggest dud.
Okay.
Who is the biggest stud of this first week?
Of this wild card weekend? I'm going
you give me 3 studs.
I'll give you
a team or like a player?
No, I'll give you
whatever,
one.
Whatever.
The stud that I want to keep an eye on this week, who's been on fire lately to keep it rolling, that I think it could have a monster game, is Joe Burrow.
I hate you.
Franchise Joe.
You are all over fucking
That was
Joe
my
Burrow.
guy.
I don't know.
Joe.
He's the best. He's going to be the best quarterback in the league in
This
2-3
is a
years
guy
time.
that Mikey, this guy could take a quantum leap right now in these playoffs.
Yes, he could. He really
Yeah,
could.
good. So can a lot of guys.
Yeah, but this guy has been anointed coming out of LSU.
Tom Brady can leap many moons ahead of Jordan. Ben
No,
Roethlisberger
but
can
we're
leap
talking
over a few
about-
guys too.
We're talking
Pat
about
Mahomes can leap over a few.
yes, but those guys are established. This
Well,
is where
but,
Carl could
Roethlisberger's
start
on his way out.
to make a name for himself.
No, I hear ya.
Burrow.
Joe Burrow is my number one, but like a stud overall, I think is the Bengals. I think that team, there could be a statement win here, huge win against the Raiders. Could be a close win, but
Sure.
I think this is the team to watch out for, and nobody really wants to play them.
Sure,
I don't
yeah.
think any defense wants to
Sure.
see that, no matter how good it is. So the Bengals will be my stud.
The dud, I could come out of that Arizona Rams game. The quarterback that does not play well, that ends up on the losing end of that, whether it's Kyler Murray or Matthew Stafford.
The dud for me is the is the Steelers. I honestly don't know. If, it's just I've seen so much where in all of Mahomes' home games, I don't think he's not covered one game, and it was the his home playoff games. His home playoff games. He's not. I think it was only one of them. He didn't cover, and it was against the Browns last year. So I don't know. I'm not saying they're gonna come out here and beat them by a lot. I just don't think they win a game, and I don't know. For me, it's them.
So you get them as the biggest dud. So
Or all right, a dud. I would say a team that disappoints. So I'd probably go with this weekend. The Cowboys as a big dud
Hope so.
overall, but
I hope you're right.
yeah. But I would say the Steelers. The Steelers could also be a dud if they come out and lay an egg. If they come out and just not do anything and look like they did against the Chiefs before. But to disappoint for me, it'd be the Cowboys.
Mike, what's your? I know you
the
got.
biggest studs will be this. Listen to me, okay? NFL first week of the playoffs. Biggest studs are the Dallas Cowboy defense, the New England Patriots defense, and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Those are your three studs. You want your duds, you're gonna get them right now. The duds will be Jimmy G. The duds will be the Los Angeles Raiders. Too much emotion coming off,
Short week.
and the last dud will be the Buffalo Bills. So you got your studs, and you got your duds.
Well, it'll be interesting.
It certainly will. Now we're gonna break it down.
We're
We're gonna break it down. We're gonna shake it down. We're gonna move and groove. I put a little Emerald bang spice. I put a little Duck Dynasty gumbo bang.
Duck
I
Dynasty,
put a little
wow.
Mama's cabbage gross bang. I put a little Portuguese shrimp mozzie beat bang.
Wow.
To it.
The
Okay.
Saints are in the playoffs.
Here we go. Pats and Bills, 4-44. But before we're
Going
done,
under overs.
and we're grading out the teams. Who is better offensively?
Buffalo.
Easily.
Okay. And who has a better defense?
The Patriots.
Push.
You really gonna say a push, Birdie?
Yeah.
The Bills do have a good defense, but I'm
defense
giving the
is
edge to
solid,
the
Mike.
Patriots.
But Patriot defense hasn't been playing well the last 4
This is
weeks.
true, but I still give it to the Patriots.
Okay. Special teams.
Patriots.
That's Riley Birdie. Yeah. Coaching.
No,
Patriots.
that's a no-brainer.
He doesn't want to say it, but it's the Patriots easily.
Intangibles.
Patriots.
Oh, that's a tough intangibles. Rookie quarterback doesn't help the Patriots.
Home field advantage.
Home field
helps the
advantage
Bills,
for Buffalo.
Buffalo's been there.
Weather this weekend. I don't know if that's going to help the Patriots if you can't throw the ball. You know what I'd like to look at sometimes is what the spread was when they played up there the first time. I think it was pretty similar to what we're seeing. It might have been 3.
Yeah.
So it went to 4. So I don't know.
I need a score from you, Birdman.
I like the Bills. I'm going to go 24-21.
Riley.
Oh, my God. This is such a tough game to score. 28, 28,
Remember the weather, though. You got to factor that in.
Yeah,
a
that's
little
fine.
bit.
28, 28-17, the Bills.
Oh, you got more confidence in them than I did.
Pats. Everybody's been talking about the Pats all night, but I'm the only one that's going to pick them.
No.
I'm the only one with the balls.
If Jimmy was
to
here,
pick
he'd
him.
be picking him.
Yeah.
I'm picking him, so I'm going to keep my boy Hilario out of the top river. I'm going right now. Pats, 26-21.
Okay.
Late touchdown for a turnover will lead the Patriots to victory.
They outplayed him the first time. And
Next
almost
up,
lost.
Tampa, minus 8.5, 46.
Another game where weather could come into play.
Yep. All right. Whose offense is better?
Come on, this is all going to be Tampa.
Okay.
Although Philly's the number one rushing offense in the NFL.
Okay, so whose offense is better?
No,
Tampa.
all around Tampa's better.
Whose defense is
Tampa.
better?
Tampa.
Coach had
Special teams?
Tampa.
First year head coach for Philly in this first playoff game.
Intangibles, Tampa.
Second year quarterback.
So bet the fucking house on it.
Well,
Eagles.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
Here's an interesting side bit to this. When Tampa went to Philly earlier in the year, they were 8-point favorites
They
on
didn't
the
cover.
road.
Yeah.
No, then they didn't cover. So if they're going into Tampa, why is the spread still only 8? Don't you think would at least be 3 points more?
Because I think
It's a playoff
because I
game.
think Tampa's trending up.
I think
And
they would have been.
Philly's trending
It should
down.
have been more than 8 though, because it was 8 at Philly.
Yeah, but back then Tampa was more
Healthy. Yeah,
like with Antonio Brown, Chris Godwin, all those guys, Leonard Fournette.
That might explain it.
For me, final score, I do think Philly covers. I don't think that they win. So I would go with a 28-24 Tampa. I think Tampa's pretty much a lock to win. I don't know about cover.
Phillies doesn't score a lot of points.
They scored 22 against them last time.
Yeah, but it was late backdoor cover. 27-14 Tampa.
This is a unanimous decision.
27-14. Tampa Bay, 35.
There's some weather down there,
The
Mike.
Eagles,
6.
6.
How did I know? That's weird.
6. Get your roll on.
Bad weather down
Pittsburgh, Kansas City favored by 12.5.
12.5.
Offense, KC.
Do we know that Kelsey's dinged up
Okay,
here
here
a
we
little
go.
bit?
Here we go. Offense, defense.
Offense, KC. Defense, Pittsburgh.
Special teams.
That's tough to gauge. Special teams.
I would give it to KC because their kicker is actually really good and he doesn't miss like pretty much anything. And
Yeah,
Pittsburgh's
Pittsburgh's
kicker is a little shaky.
Coaching.
That's a push for
Push.
me. That's a push for me.
Push.
They're both great.
Go with Tomlin. Intangibles.
Pittsburgh.
I'd go with KC.
Pittsburgh.
This KC team has won the AFC the last 2 years in a row. The year before that, they went to the AFC game. So
Yeah.
for me, it'd be them.
Okay, so what's the score?
Final score, KC 30, Pittsburgh 10.
KC 30, Pittsburgh 20.
The Pittsburgh Steelers, 27.
Don't do it, Mike. Don't do it.
27. The Kansas City Chiefs, 21.
Wow.
You know it.
Honest question. Do you really see a way Big Ben can score 27 points?
Yeah, I said that
I'll
was
tell
going
you
to score
what.
it.
You know what?
I know, but like I don't see a
Back
way.
in the day when we were kids, when we were big time Pats fans, when they sucked, we used to all hold hands and say, Formidable, 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 Formidable.
Pittsburgh
and that
wins
magical
this game.
Super Bowl run against the Bears, which ended with a huge
If Pittsburgh
hangover,
wins
by the way.
this game, this might be one of the biggest, based on point spread, this might be, if we can go backtrack
Yes,
this,
it would be one of
the
them.
biggest playoff upsets in I don't know how many years.
This is one of the biggest spreads in playoff history.
Just when I'm dead and buried, Birdie, you said that motherfucker was right on about the Steelers, okay? You just make sure you did it.
Okay.
When all you guys
that's
counted
if
them
I'm
out.
not down. I'm not gone first, but all right.
When I
right.
counted out.
All right.
All right.
No,
27-21, Pittsburgh Steelers. they will get a special teams defensive some type of touchdown. Absolutely.
They're gonna need it because I don't see Ben scoring more than 20.
Micah Fitzpatrick.
I don't even see it. That's why I don't really see a way Ben scores like more than 3. It's just it's a rough way, but it's gonna be a good game.
All right. We'll know.
Yeah, we will.
We'll
see.
Okay. Cincy versus the Raiders.
This is the one.
Riley, 555 points for Joe Burrow.
Yeah, Joe Burrow 55 and Raiders nothing. But offense has to be the Bengals for me.
What's the score?
No, are we gonna do the offense and the defense?
Yeah.
So offense for me would be the Bengals.
Yeah.
Birdie.
Definitely Cincinnati.
Defense and Raiders.
Their secondary is terrible though. That's one thing about their secondary.
Defense is tough to gauge here.
That's why I like the Bengals to score a lot.
Special teams, Bengals.
Well, this Raider kicker right now might be the best kicker in the league.
Yeah, he's
this
nasty.
guy Carlson.
I'd go Raiders on that one.
Coaching,
the Bengals.
Coin flip. Neither guy's been in it. It's a coin. That's a coin flip.
Intangibles. I gotta go with the Raiders with intangibles. Yeah.
I think this game's going to be a shootout. I think it's going to be a real high score.
I told you, yeah.
Because the Raiders have to score points to keep up. I don't think the Raider defense is going to be able to stop Cincinnati, and the Raiders are going to have to keep pace with them here. Otherwise, they're going to get blown out of this game.
It's going to be like 36-30 Bengals.
Really?
Yeah.
37-28, 37-30, something along those lines.
I have the Bengals 35-7.
35-7.
Wow. You're giving the Raiders no shot, huh?
Yeah.
Where are you going, Birdie?
I'm going 36-28, something along those lines, yeah. 37. Yeah.
36-28. Bengals.
The Raiders will score some points, but I don't think they can keep up with the Bengal offense.
Their secondary is probably going to get torched. Jamar Chase is going to have a monster game.
Dallas -3. 51 is the total. Offense, whose is better? Dallas.
Yep.
Honestly, I'd go 49ers right now.
Okay.
Slightly better, maybe.
Defense,
Dallas.
Who's better?
I like the 49er defense.
I like
better.
Dallas. Special teams. San Fran. Well, Cincinnati has some punting issues, right?
Yeah, their punter's a little hurt right now, so I'd go Dallas.
Head coach.
Dallas kicker sucks. Coaching, without a doubt. Intangibles, I'd go with San Fran, too. But, how about them Cowboys, baby?
Not this week.
Dallas, 31. San Fran, 24.
Ooh, that's a lot
you
of
heard?
George Kittle.
Hold on one second. Hold on. What did I say?
31-24.
Boys. Yeah.
George Kittle could be the intangible in this game. This guy's just an absolute monster. And Deebo Samuel, too, we all know. San Francisco, Jimmy G, they're hot right now.
Okay.
There's no way I'm picking the Cowboys. 49ers, 26. Cowboys, 23.
49ers, 28. Actually, no, not 28. Sorry. 49ers, 27. Cowboys, 18.
Okay, and last but not least, the Rams and the Cardinals. Who's got a better offense?
The Rams, I would say.
No, DeAndre
I would
Hopkins.
say the Rams.
You're gonna
He's not playing. Hopkins not playing.
No, he's out. J.J. Watt's supposedly going to be back this week, though. But
all right, Rams defense. Who's better?
Rams.
Rams. Special teams.
Although the Arizona defense is underrated.
Special teams.
Rams,
It's
because
always tough to figure that out.
I take Rams.
Coaching.
Rams.
I'm not so sure.
Really?
McVay's been.
Yes.
I go the other way.
He's
There.
questionable lately.
Intangibles. I'm gonna go
Cardinals on that one.
Cardinals.
Home field Rams, although it might not be home field the way.
It's never. It won't be. I'm telling you right now, it will not be. It will be 50-50 at least. At least 50-50. Okay. Right?
This is the toughest game
Prediction. It is a tough game to call.
Such a tough game to call.
But the reason why I'm taking the Rams is because they seem to match up very well with Arizona. They've beaten them 9 out of. They split this year, but they had beaten them eight in a row prior to that. So they've beaten them 9 out of 10, and for that reason, I think the Rams are at home. They're going to win this game. I think it'll be somewhere along the lines of Odell Beckham Jr. playing well, Cooper
Kupp's a
Kupp.
bad dude.
Sony Michel's running the ball
He should
well.
get MVP vote.
I'm going to go Rams 31. I think this is going to be another high-scoring game. Rams 31, Cardinals 26.
23-20 Rams. Give me that. Cardinals to cover, but lose.
I'm going with the Cardinals here, folks.
Really?
I'm going
You're going against
Don't hate
the
it.
trend.
Don't hate it.
I'm going with the Cards now. I like the Cards 27-24.
This is the thing. There's gonna be an upset, and there might be one or two because in Wild Card Weekend there is a lot of upsets.
And not every favorite's going to win. So
there we have
that's
it.
the predictions.
Little sugar and spice and everything.
Nice.
Now,
Trivia.
What is the playoff schedule first before we go to trivia?
Okay.
What is the first game?
4:30 Saturday. I don't have the TV listings. Which channels got which?
Yeah, I got you. We'll find that.
Raiders will travel to Cincinnati. I don't know what the weather's like there. I'm assuming it's going to be cold. There's a lot of cold and snow in the Midwest. Then 8:15 Saturday, second game. The Patriots travel to Buffalo. Very cold. Some snow possibly.
Sure.
Sunday, 1 p.m. right off the bat, Tampa.
Oh, love it.
Philly goes down to supposedly there might be some tropical rain
Monsoon.
possibly in the Tampa area. 4:30, 49ers Cowboys. Second game of the menu. And then Sunday night football, the Steelers on the big stage. Sunday night, bright lights. Travel to
That's because everybody's talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Kansas City historically.
Everybody's talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers.
That might be cold weather there, too.
Everybody's talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers.
You might want to check
Never
the weather
underestimate the heart of a champion. Let's go, Big Ben.
And then Monday night, obviously, Arizona at the Rams. So Monday night football for the playoffs. Trivia time.
Yeah.
This will be the easiest trivia you guys have had since I started doing this.
Oh, boy.
No,
So
the
you
easiest
guys
one was when
will-
you told me name all the players on the Broncos Super Bowl team.
Because you knew that stuff. All right. Here's what we're going to do here.
Let's do it.
You have questions. You pick a number.
Yeah.
There's 12 teams in these playoffs wild card weekend.
Yeah.
So I numbered them 1 to 12 each team. What you have to do is every one of these teams has been in the Super Bowl.
Sure.
So you have to tell me, I'm going to give you the team. You have to tell me the quarterbacks that represented these
There you
teams in
go.
the Super
Love
Bowl.
it. Love it. Great
Got it.
job,
So,
bro. You're right.
who's
You
gonna
must have got a
pick-
lot of sleep.
I'll pick first. I'll pick first.
You pick a number, and I'll give you the team that you.
11.
11 is the. I got to go to the back of the sheet. So you get first. Here's how this is going to work. You get first crack at this. If you can
Yep.
answer it, then he gets to answer.
Gotcha.
It. And on the second crack, if you don't get it, the question's dead. And you lose
I
the
love
point.
it. I love it. I love it.
Number 11. Oh, this is a fairly easy question. The Arizona Cardinals have been in one.
Kurt Warner.
Okay, so you have one. Pick a
Who'd
number.
they play, though?
The Pittsburgh Steelers.
Pittsburgh Steelers.
Okay.
They should have won that game, but they didn't.
All right, so that's one for Riley. Mikey, you pick the next.
One.
Number one. Number one. Where do we have?
Birdie, get saying that, Mike. God, say it again.
The New England Patriots have been in 3 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Well, 3 quarterbacks. in
3
this-
quarterbacks.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, 3 quarterbacks.
What do we mean?
There's 3 different quarterbacks.
3 quarterbacks that represented the Patriots in the Super Bowl.
Tony Champagne Eason against Chicago
That's
Bears.
correct.
Drew Bledsoe
That's correct.
against
And then
the Green Bay
obviously
Packers. Tom
Aaron
Brady.
Rodgers.
Tom Brady.
So we are now 1-1.
Yeah.
Yep.
Riley, pick a number.
Give me number 4.
Number 4 is.
Come on.
No, that's not the right number. Number 4 is the L.A. Rams.
This is a rough one.
Have
Jared Goff.
3 quarterbacks.
Jared Goff, Kurt Warner.
is correct.
Yeah.
Kurt Warner is correct.
This is the one I'm.
I'm like Richard Dawson. Dun, dun, dun. I'm ready to steal, baby.
Hang
I'm
on.
ready to steal.
Hang on
I'm
here.
ready to steal.
What? I have no idea. Go ahead.
You conceding?
Yeah.
Ooh. Put that camera on me. Put that camera on me.
What is it?
Mr. Saturday Night Live, Vince Ferragamo.
That is correct.
And the Pittsburgh Steelers.
That is
You can't
correct.
expect Raleigh to
That's
do
2
that.
to 1.
That's like 20 years before he was born.
All right,
Yeah.
Mike, you're up next.
Wait, he gets a point for that?
Yeah.
Stole it.
Fucking stole
I got the most of it though.
All right, that's how now the game
This is what I did to you. You were waiting at home place, and I went like this. Whoop, gave you a meatball, and you
That's
whacked it
right.
out of home.
You have to complete the question.
On Family Feud, you get the
have
whole,
to complete
every
the
fucking
question.
Yeah,
7
fair
on
enough.
it.
Go ahead. Come on.
All right, the Rams.
Let me guess. He's gonna get the Packers
next
next.
number.
10.
Packers.
The Packers aren't in this because they're not playing.
Oh, yeah,
this
true,
week.
true.
10.
Number 10, Mike, will be the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yes, I didn't want this one.
Have 2 quarterbacks.
Yeah,
Get the obvious.
in the Super Bowl.
Very easy, baby.
Really?
You're as old as you
Very
are.
rare. Len Dawson.
God damn it.
That's correct.
And
Okay, playing
Deshaun Watson.
Okay, watching a guy from the Raiders run a touchdown back on him, and Patrick
That is
Mahomes
correct.
playing who? Playing who?
the
Patrick
49ers.
Patrick Mahomes playing
49ers.
Tom Brady
And
the
Jimmy
49ers.
Garoppolo.
Yeah,
Okay, so
Okay.
that eliminates them.
I'm going. I'm not going to miss one on this.
Oh, you might.
Nah.
You might.
Nah.
Be careful.
Give me
Who's up next?
number 5.
Number 5. The Cincinnati Bengals have 2 quarterbacks that have represented them in the Super Bowl.
I think I know one of them when he played the
Ice Bowl, baby.
49ers. Chris Sims?
Incorrect.
No?
May I steal this?
Yes, obviously. Go ahead.
Ken Anderson.
That is correct.
Yeah. And Boomer Esiason.
That's who I meant.
correct.
Boomer Esiason. I knew it was somebody who talked in the
Yes,
talking in the games.
Okay.
Just pick one for me, Birdie. Pick the toughest one.
The toughest one. All right. Mikey, you up there next. This is along your lines. The Pittsburgh Steelers.
That's not the toughest one.
Yes, it is.
Whoa.
Hold on here. 3 quarterbacks in their history that have represented the Steelers.
Yeah.
Give me the 3.
Bradshaw, obviously.
Yep.
Matt.
Excuse me?
Ben Roethlisberger.
That's correct. And the $1 million question is?
I know his name.
Oh, his name has to be answered.
Hold
correctly.
on. Can I get a fucking second, please? Jesus Christ. Who was the fucking...
Dun, 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 dun,
hold on.
dun,
Come on, cut the shit.
dun, 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 dun.
No, Mellon. What the fuck? Who was it?
Riley, you want to?
I have no idea.
Guess
It's
at
going to be back in the
this?
60s.
I stumped the hurricane.
What
You
is
said
it?
Neil O'Donnell.
All right, I got number 2.
They played the Cowboys, right?
That's correct. That is.
I got number
correct.
2.
Number 2. Let's see on the list here. This is another tough one. The Las Vegas
Damn it, I wanted the
Oakland
Eagles.
Raiders have 4
Yeah, I pass.
quarterbacks
I pass.
in
Go
there.
ahead, Mike.
You don't know any
I
of
got
them?
you.
I pass.
I got you.
Okay,
Kenny the Snake Stabler.
that is correct.
Jim Plunkett,
That is-
expatriate.
Absolutely.
Gannon
Rich Gannon.
Rich
We will
Gannon.
accept it as a correct response.
and Rich Gannon. So Rich Gannon. I just had his fucking name too. I'm losing my memory lately.
Not an easy question.
No, I know it. I know the answer. I just had it in my
1967.
George Blanda.
Incorrect.
Who was it?
Darryl LaMonica.
Fuck you.
Whatever number the Tennessee Titans are.
No, the Titans aren't playing this
Oh,
week.
my God. Come on.
I have teams left. How about, all right, here's one for Riley Arruda. Philadelphia Eagles.
Okay, one of them is
Two
Steve McNair.
No, Philadelphia Eagles.
Philadelphia Eagles. Okay,
Two
on Donovan McNabb.
quarterbacks. That's correct.
And then I know the other one, obviously, Nick Foles.
Okay.
Oh, no, sir. There's another one.
No.
Who's the other one?
Oh, you talking about is it
Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, yeah.
Two Super Bowls.
Ron Jaworski?
You know what? You got me. Yes, you
You
did get
stumped
me.
Birdie.
You got me. I didn't have it on here. I must have overlooked it.
Yeah.
That's correct. You got me. You stumped me. I didn't have it listed.
All right.
That's all of them,
Okay.
right?
Yeah, well, it was 3, obviously.
No, but that's all the teams?
No.
Oh,
Hold
give
on
Mike
here. Hold on
the
here.
Buccaneers is the only one left, I
Birdie,
think.
No,
listen,
no, we got-
You're not an executive assistant, okay? It's not about Donnie Ice. Just the depth of this question is priceless. I love it. I love it.
All right. I have 1, 2, 3, 4 left on this side. Okay, I got 4 left. So,
All right.
Riley, this one's a no-brainer. So
I'm up.
Okay. You want a hard one or you want
I want a hard one.
You want a hard one?
Yeah.
Tampa Bay Buccaneers have two quarterbacks in the history that have been in the Super Bowl. Who are they?
Tom Brady.
Correct.
Who won that Super Bowl?
Was it Greasy?
2002
I know.
against
They
the
beat
Oakland
the Raiders,
Raiders.
Yeah, but they beat who was it?
They beat the Raiders in 2002. Rich Gannon was the quarterback for the Raiders.
No, Dilfer was with the Ravens.
Played with, I believe this guy played with the Vikings also.
Oh yeah, I know who you're talking about. So
Didn't play in the league very long.
I know who it is. Give me initials.
BJ.
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 Wow, that's a rough one.
It's a tough one. There was a couple of tough ones on there.
Who was it?
Brad Johnson.
That's right. Fuck off. Big
Brad
blonde.
Johnson.
Big tall blonde.
That's correct. Riley Arruda.
Where did he go to college? Florida State.
Was it really?
Yeah. Dad.
Riley Arruda, the San Francisco 49ers.
Steve
Three
Young.
quarterbacks.
Oh, okay. Garoppolo, Steve Young, Joe Montana.
So that was a layup.
Attaboy.
Okay, we have two left. I'll give Riley the easy question, and the Hurricane gets the tough one. The Buffalo Bills have had one quarterback for 4 Super Bowls.
Machine Gun. Joe Kelly.
Jim Kelly.
And last on the list for the Hurricane, the Dallas Cowboys have had 3 quarterbacks represent them in the many Super Bowls they've played in. Who were the 3 quarterbacks?
Roger Staubach, Danny White, and Troy Aikman.
You know what? We're gonna have to check on this one. Because I didn't have Danny White listed on here. I don't remember if he started or not, though. It was somebody else that I had listed in 71. I don't have Danny White as a starter.
So you have
19. I have Aikman. I have Roger Staubach, but I had 1971. I don't believe White ever started the Super Bowl, but I could be.
No, he was after Staubach. So you probably know.
White didn't. So this guy I have listed from 1971, Craig Morton.
Craig Morton, you're right. Who was the coach of the Denver Broncos?
Well, he played with Denver also.
Yeah, the Orange Crush defense.
That's the wrap, Mike.
Okay, so there you have it.
You stumped me.
Hold on.
You stumped me on the trivia because I missed the Jaworski.
Here's the deal. Birdie's got the Bills 24-21. He's got Tampa 27-14. He's got KC 30-20. He's got the Bengals 36-28. He's got the 49ers 26-23. And he's got the Rams 31-26. Riley's got the Bills 28-17. Tampa 28-24. KC 30-10. Kansas City 36-30. 49ers 27-18. And the Rams 23-20. I have the Pats 26-21. I got Tampa 35-6. I got Pittsburgh shocking the world 27-21. I got the Bengals 32-7 with being the biggest blowout. I got the Cowboys 31-24. People are sleeping on them boys. Everybody's falling in love with San Francisco. And I got the Cards in another shocker 29-24. It is the NFL. We are the BadCatz Sports Podcast. We'll check in with you on Monday to find out who's right and who's wrong and who everybody's talking about.